At the end of the day, nobody will remember how you made them feel, but they will remember if you spent $3,000 on the aloe duffel bag.
They won't tell you this in therapy because they'll lose your business, but the real way to feel better is to buy stuff.
Our overconsumerism in America is so embarrassing.
Okay, so if you watch my channel for a while, you knew this video was coming right before the beginning of the holiday season. We're going to be talking about overconsumption. We're going to go over some of the new trends that won't last, some of the old ones that have already died off, and all the crazy stuff that I've seen on social media recently. We also have comments from you guys from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But of course, we have to start off this video with an influencer.
Consumerism rage baiter final boss. This woman and her performances. Girl, I've seen your content. That mess is so staged. Smart ad idea though. And then she posted this video washing her native shampoo and conditioner bottles. Like, also there's zero chance you went through all of that product. And the title is Wash My Empty Native Bottles With Me. Wasting products and consumerism should not be content ever. She is just so performative and a literal professional rage baiter who consumes and shops like no other creator I have seen on this app, honestly. Like, let me remind you guys, when she washed her hundreds of hair clips, you're not fooling anyone, bestie. We know you buy all of this stuff for every video. It either gets returned or thrown away.
But those are the type of thumbnails that get the clicks. Whether she's large enough to get all of these items for free from sponsorships, which we'll talk about a little bit later, or they use a return method. They buy a whole bunch of items for a haul, possibly even the restock content that's so popular on TikTok. They make a few videos with the product and then go right back to the store and return it, causing part of the problem with online shopping now. Some of these retailers have started to crack down on returns. You now have to purchase a shipping label to send it back, making the entire experience worse for everyone. But this type of unbelievable consumerism works on people, and you see a ton of clips like this trying to be relatable.
I don't know exactly what's wrong with me, but I do strongly feel that there's something inside a TJ Maxx near me that could fix it.
At the end of the day, nobody will remember how you made them feel, but they will remember if you spent $3,000 on the aloe duffel bag.
They won't tell you this in therapy because they'll lose your business, but the real way to feel better is to buy stuff.
You guys get what I'm trying to show you. There are many more clips like this, along with the comment section. Saved me thousands on therapy costs, and you probably rolled that money right into useless trinkets that you don't need. Finally, somebody says it out loud with the voices that I've been saying for years. No, I agree, and if that doesn't work, we buy more. This is a perfect consumer in the eyes of these massive corporations. Is this a sign? I got a part-time job there talking about TJ Maxx, specifically to browse while getting paid. And then again, turning around and giving that money right back to the corporation so you could buy more trendy clothes you don't need. Me, when I have money and it's somebody freaking out like they're going through withdrawals that they absolutely have to spend it, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross, Target, all of a sudden I can't eat at home. I'll be craving things I've never craved before. And this is how you live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of your life. Good luck retiring in the future. I hope these Starbucks Bear Cup and Labubu's were worth it. I do also want to say that I found that clip because of one of the absolutely huge overconsumption TikTok accounts reposted that for her hundreds of thousands of followers to see. Isn't this fun and relatable? Just spend your money, please use my affiliate link so I can make even more. And the cycle continues on and on. Also, when we're talking about the holidays, it starts earlier and earlier.
Just got the worst news of the year. We came into Home Depot to look for Halloween stuff, and it's all Christmas. It's October 14th, and it's all Christmas. There's no, what have they done?
Now, people have been noticing this for years, but I want to piggyback it off of this next clip, talking about why we see this not just from the huge companies like Target and Walmart, but every lifestyle influencer creator as well.
Why do you think so many influencers are posting about decorating for Christmas in mid-October? Is it because they love Christmas that much? I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but Chris Lives Julia, who's like a home decor influencer, she's very talented. I genuinely love her design, posted about how she has to move the timeline up for holidays, specifically Christmas, far before it would be normal to decorate for Christmas, because as an influencer, you are advertising. And you need that advertising window, whether it's through affiliate links or brand partnerships, to be as big as it can be, realistically. And it's completely reframed the way I view content online, because now when I see someone talking about Halloween decorations in August or Christmas decorations in October, and they have a lot of followers and they're posting a lot of affiliate links, I know it's because they're trying to profit off of their posts.
And after making these types of videos for a while now, I'm not surprised. So not only are you walking around grocery stores seeing holiday decor, limited time Christmas products and food, you go and start swiping through social media and you see the exact same thing from the influencers. I was shocked when I learned people buy all new decorations every year. I've been curating what I love for years. There's no theme either, the theme is Christmas. Along with the lack of quality of the decorations that you're currently buying, apparently people do this as well, just throw everything out and reset each year. I can't imagine how much that costs. We have a comment from you guys right here. Social media appears to be a serious detriment to people's mental health, not to mention the financial health. And I know that's pretty ironic talking to you guys right now through a social media platform. I do think YouTube is different compared to something like Instagram or TikTok. I bet you could find YouTube videos of people showing off all of their fancy cars and their mansion and Louis Vuitton bag, but I just feel it's pushed in our face way more when we're talking about these scrolling apps. Another example right here on screen: told my husband we need to go to Costco for milk and eggs. And it's just another round of holiday decor shopping. $600 later, no kidding. Me at TJ Maxx, haha, I have to go there next. Just one after another, that this becomes so insane that we also start seeing clips like this in 2025. I think something in me died when I watched my sister open a Louis Vuitton bag at age 8, while I remember getting thrift store purses at her age. Why does an 8-year-old know or care about Louis Vuitton purses? Because that's all you're seeing now on social media. All of these 8-year-olds also have iPhones as well, so they're getting the same content that we're getting shoved down our throats. I get it totally. My little brother's getting a PS5 for Christmas, when I remember being his age being told that Easy Bake ovens or American Girl dolls were too expensive. I don't have any examples in this video, but if you want to look up kids' Christmas gifts in 2025, everything is wildly expensive. $500 PS5s are on the low end. They want those scooters that are worth thousands. The Louis Vuitton designer items, it's absolutely off the walls. But I have to give credit to the marketing companies. They've done their job, and everything people want just becomes more and more expensive. A Louis Vuitton purse for a child is absurd. Whether you could afford it, spoil them, or not, a Louis Vuitton is just not appropriate for a kid. But I guess that's what they want when they see adults going crazy over $1,000 t-shirts, all for the hype. You can't really be too surprised.
Please do not spend your hard-earned money on a t-shirt that is $1,000. Balenciaga Erewhon collab t-shirt. Overall, the fabric was quite nice. I like the material selection. I think it leads to a very comfortable shirt. I'm going to give fabric here a 9 out of 10. We basically turned the entire world into one giant high school. What I would say Erewhon and Balenciaga have done really well is create a feeling of, I want to be a part of this club. And this is all psychology. For value, this was $1,000. This probably cost no more than $18 to $20 to make in Portugal. Balenciaga is known for doing ridiculous stuff, like selling a $2,500 calfskin leather wallet that looks like a piece of trash.
Some of these designer brands are legitimately making fun of poor people, intentionally making their clothes, their wallets look like garbage, tattered and destroyed, very weathered, while listing it for absolutely absurd prices, thousands of dollars, and people line up because it's a Balenciaga and Erewhon collaboration. If you don't know what Erewhon is, it's basically Whole Foods on steroids, and it's only in the LA area for all the rich celebrities and influencers to waste a ridiculous amount of money on food. And while you go there, you could wear a $1,000 t-shirt with their brand logos on it. Perfect.
Does anyone else like low-key stop themselves when their idea of fun gets like too consumerist? I literally got off work early and I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna put on a cute little fit and like go to Starbucks and get like, you know, a pumpkin cold brew or whatever, and then I'm gonna go to Marshall's and look for like fall stuff. And I was like, let me shut the up.
Why does buying things feel productive? Because these companies have made you think if you have more stuff than your friends, your neighbors, you're more successful in life, you could afford more things. And all it does is keep people broke. I stopped collecting dolls and making videos about the toy industry because it's all buy, buy, buy. And here's another one of the comments that I see constantly with overconsumption, kinda in the doom spending realm. Why deny yourself small moments of joy in this hellscape? Well, it's not really small moments if you do this every single day as everything gets more and more expensive. So you go and getting a $7 Starbucks drink and then going to Marshall's spending $20, $30 several times a week really adds up. But just don't think of it like that. Keep watching these videos restocking at my Sephora. I have so many extra products that I bought in my own shopping bag just so I could keep on looking like a nice little consumer while most of those products are probably expired. Another example of this, POV, your ex moved out, so now you turn his and hers closet into a hers and hers closet. And I don't really think I have to explain just a absolute mountain of products that even people in the comment section knew that this was too far. Mind you, half of those are expired. I feel like Project Pan would be perfect for you. Is this overconsumption or hoarding? They're not even being used. Restocking my self-care shelves with new purchases. This is a different creator, by the way. This is not the same collection in two different videos. How much does all of this cost? Honestly, not sure, to be honest. I'm sure it adds up though. You don't say. Girl, you have an entire Sephora. That's the point. Well, we could go over to a set of screenshots showing you how much all of this kind of stuff costs. Because the last creator didn't even know. They just keep swiping their card. An overconsumer trying to start Project Pan. Lip product edition including prices for a reality check. Just this slide alone, $613, $472, $510, $330, $72, and $102. If you could see up on screen, this is slide 7 of 35. We're talking well into the thousands, probably close to 5 figures on these products. So yeah, that comment from the last video does add up though, is definitely an understatement. And talking about most of these items never end up being used. They expire and just get thrown out for the newest version. A comment here, you should make a video about the landfills where everything ends up. It's a heartbreaking sight, something most people never get to see. And when we're talking about the fast fashion industry, everything being 100% polyester, very cheap to make, mass produced for a single season, and everything else that's unsold just gets tossed. It's legitimately a sea of garbage. Now we could go over to some of the massive influencers and the amount of products that they get, and how this ends up being so bad for normal people because everybody wants to replicate this.
Guess what time it is?
What time is it?
Time for a 17 million giveaway! This might be the biggest giveaway we've ever done.
Okay, so this is one of the biggest beauty gurus in the entire scene. She gives away a ton of products because everything you see here, she has not paid for. Companies send everything for free because that's how much money they'll make from their viewers going over to the affiliate links and purchasing all of these very expensive items. Again, just to try to replicate these massive influencers' lives. Another little side tangent here, I found this clip when Croc used to DM me and send me packages, and now I haven't heard from them in a year. I really don't know why you'd upload this video as if this would be relatable to anybody. A legitimate wall of Crocs that you're clearly not wearing, and then going onto the internet to complain that you haven't gotten more free PR. Probably not the best move in my opinion. How much free stuff do you expect? Is this biblical greed? Consumerism final boss? Honestly, what was the point of posting that in the first place?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need anything from Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Hobby Lobby, or Home Goods. You don't. I used to be obsessed with going to these places, okay? And then I realized it's all junk, honestly. My theory is buy it nice or buy it twice. So instead of going to Home Goods or TJ Maxx and grabbing things that are lower quality but cheaper, why don't you just invest in nicer pieces, like a nice furniture piece, you know, like a console table from, let's say, Pottery Barn or something like that. Yes, it's going to be more expensive, but at least you know it's going to last, right?
Now, on one hand, I do agree with what she's saying. You buy really cheap items, clearly they're not going to last. But it's getting harder and harder to find genuinely quality items that are worth purchasing, even if they are at a higher price. It doesn't really matter what niche you're talking about. It seems like every company is cutting as many corners as they can just to increase their bottom line ever so slightly. However, even the stores that were supposed to be selling items for cheap aren't so cheap anymore.
You are going to have to beg my finest pardon. But what are we doing? What is happening? These little things are $14.99. This is like Dollar Tree stuff. What's happening?
The sheer amount of overstock in Home Goods is wild. This is like very much, and this is every nook and cranny of the store. It's not just these aisles. Super huge sign that people are not buying junk anymore.
I don't really know what to make of the whole TJ Maxx and Marshalls clips because it looks like everything's just sitting overflowing because it's wildly overpriced. And then on the other hand, I see a ton of overconsumption videos of people spending massive amounts of money on just really low quality crap too. This should literally be $1, 100% Dollar Tree stuff. I'm convinced Michael prices everything high, so people think that they're getting a good deal when they use those 40% off coupons or when it's marked down. We will see an example of that also a little bit later. But we have another example of somebody talking about the lack of quality.
Does anyone else feel like because so much stuff is so poorly made now that you are constantly worried about being ripped off when you buy something? I literally just bought these socks. I just walked out of TJ Maxx with these socks and I sat down in the car and I'm just overwhelmed with an anxiety that these are garbage socks. I feel like there are so few brands that I can trust, and I feel like you have to do so much research now as a consumer because companies have switched to using cheaper materials, thinner materials, lighter materials for everything so that they can save money on the production costs or they can have bigger profits, which leaves us as the consumers, as the buyers, with the short end of the stick. Like, are these even good socks? I don't know.
I just want to buy something that's normal. Normal wool socks. Synthetic fiber should be saved for specific use cases. Polyester is absolutely everywhere. I'd also like to add on top of this, if you're talking about online shopping, specifically with clothes, they use models and the clothing looks so good in the photos. But at least in my case, it rarely looks as good if I actually purchase it.
If only there was a normal looking everyday model for this sweatshirt, because it looks fire, but it's like perfect lighting and the guys, there we go. There's my goat. Thank you for letting me know not to buy.
I wish there was some option where you could see every article of clothing on a normal human being, because of course these people are models. Most of the time they're very skinny, very tall, and the clothing just looks so much better compared to what it would be on you. People that add photos to reviews are heroes. He's a king for his contribution. He gave us a side view too, definitely king behavior. So much better than the mom influencers posting their highly edited staged reviews. That is all over Amazon now because those people also get a commission if you watch their quick ads while you're trying to purchase the product. But we'll transition over to something you knew I was going to talk about in this video, these Starbucks Bear Cups.
They're already camping out at Starbucks, you guys. This is crazy. I have no chance to get the cup. This is crazy.
What do you mean that grown women are waiting in line for 2 hours in the morning to go buy a Starbucks teddy bear cup at 8 in the morning? Our overconsumerism in America is so embarrassing. Like, why are grown women fighting over a cup? Why do you even want the cup? What are you gonna do with a teddy bear cup, first of all? These are grown women fighting over who gets a cup.
Meanwhile, their cabinets at home just filled with other cups. Half of the country can't afford food and the other half is at Starbucks because this is the new thing that everybody else likes. Hydro flasks aren't cool anymore. The Stanley cups aren't cool. Weck jars came and went really quickly. The Owala bottles and now the Starbucks Bear Cup. I looked on eBay and people were legitimately buying them for like $200 or $300 a pop. And I can guarantee you by the end of the holiday season, nobody's going to care about them. But just to add on to the hype, I found a clip from Starbucks which also looks like they're doing a Hello Kitty collaboration, and that fandom goes crazy over every little item that's sold, so I bet this is going to do very well. Also up on screen talking about the Owala bottles. Now you get a mini Owala keychain to put on the full-size bottle or something. Basically useless, could put almost nothing in there, and I bet they sold so many units because of course this is on TikTok Shop. We could just keep it going with the TikTok Shop selling too.
You can't tell me that's not a whole load. The exciting macaroons are completely restocked. I'm talking blind boxes, or you can pick whatever one you want for your kiddo or for yourself, and they still come in a blind box, so it's still exciting. This is green grape. It was the first one I ever got. If you want to know if they're legit, there's a QR code you can scan right when they get delivered to you. Also, you can check the reviews on this link below. This is the legitimate link, and I swear to God, they run out so fast.
So please use my affiliate link so I can make some money off of this kinda shady Labubu. These are real, right? I just ordered one. Everyone's saying that they're legit. I'm not sure if this one's legit or not. I have seen a lot of replica items being sold on TikTok Shop, so I probably wouldn't take the risk. But honestly, it doesn't matter. This clip was just just a few months old, and we already have headlines like this: Labubu maker loses $6 billion in a month as the demand for the doll declines. Yet another trend bites the dust here with these squishmallows all over Goodwills. I've seen this several times already, but I can guarantee you, as soon as everybody stops caring about the Starbucks cup, magically something else will pop up and they'll be waiting in lines to buy that. Another comment from you guys: I used to hit up local estate sales, but when I saw the sheer amount of junk that everyone has left over after they die, it took my breath away. Some stuff sold for pennies on the dollar, and most were headed for the landfill. Really eye-opening. And we have an example right here of one of the OG Labubu trends and what happens to it after you pass away.
A normal inheritance is like jewelry, maybe a car, maybe a house. This is what I'm going to get. Oh, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. And it's not just one row. It is multiple rows of Beanie Babies. Like, there's more in the back. This one has like 3 rows of Beanie Babies. This is my inheritance. Unless my sister wants it, which I highly doubt.
Now, I'm not trying to make it sound like nobody's ever allowed to collect anything, all of it's just a waste of time. If you truly enjoy something and could afford collecting whatever it is, Legos, Star Wars, Harry Potter, I don't know, stuff like that, right? Then you could do whatever you want, just don't go into debt for it. But there were a lot of people thinking that these Beanie Babies were only gonna go up in value. I can't imagine how much money was spent just on that room. We donated my mom's Beanie Babies to police stations to hand out to children who are scared when something goes down. Forget candy, you have the best Halloween giveaway item. You'll be the best house in the neighborhood. I mean, these are decent ideas, but whoever bought them originally probably thought this was going to be generational wealth. And it's not, it's just overconsumption.
I really wish that I had known how little value stuff was going to have later. And that really only dawned on me when we sold the house and offloaded an attic full of stuff that we had accumulated, all of which felt important at the time we spent money on it. But stuff is never going to buy you happiness. And I wish that I had spent, especially for the kids, and this is something for listeners out there, if you have young kids, don't be spending a lot of money for holidays and birthdays and toys and games and gifts. Have experiences with your kids.
But the impulse to buy something on a whim is so strong in today's world that I can make a video probably entirely dedicated to people regretting their purchases, their dumbest things that they recently bought.
So I was recently possessed by the stupid purchase demon, and I bought a paddleboard. But then I was like, I'm not going to want to pump this by hand, so I bought an inflator. And then I bought a life vest. And then I bought 2 safety whistles. Ask me how many times I've been paddleboarding. Did you say none? Correct.
So just imagine each one of those purchases slowly filling up your garage or attic like the previous example. You end up moving somewhere different and you realize you don't need all this crap and it just gets thrown out. All the money basically set on fire. But especially because we are so close to the holidays, we got a couple of clips with the Black Friday sales. I should probably put sales in quotations now. Whether it's in store or online, it just does not seem worth it anymore.
I fear brands have lost the plot on Black Friday. I just saw an ad for Black Friday early access. It is October. It is not even Halloween yet. And I'm already getting an ad that says 30% off early access to Black Friday. Shop now. What are we talking about? What do you mean shop now? I want 50 to 70% off on one day a year. Can we bring that back? Can you stop driving me to your website for 30% off? 30% off also is the new 15% off. Everyone knows this.
Especially when the prices have increased so much over the past 5 years. 30% isn't that great. If I don't get a deal I'm willing to go to jail for 75 to 90% off, then it's not a Black Friday deal. Old Navy Black Friday is 50% off everything. Like that isn't the deal every 3 days. And here we have an example of the price hikes and then sales on Amazon that have been happening the past few years, but honestly I feel like many of these companies are jumping on the bandwagon as well.
Don't buy anything from Amazon in October. The way that it works is that Amazon forces sellers to take the average price over the previous 6 weeks to set their Black Friday sales price. So what brands end up doing is around October 1st, they start jacking up their prices because they want that 6-week average to be as high as they possibly can so that they can fake the discount. They'll double their price just so they can cut the price in half for Black Friday. They know the consumer buying psychology is that Black Friday has the deals and they're limited, and all the way through Cyber Monday, they will drop those perceived prices. And we all know this, we've experienced this the last few years. They'll fake the price, they'll increase the price so they can fake drop the price.
And we've seen examples of this in store as well, places like Target and Walmart. Maybe it's not as large of a scale like the Black Friday deals on Amazon, but you could go and see what the prices were previously on the little printed out sticker on a lot of items. And the further you go back, the cheaper the item was, but look at that, it's 10 or 15% off, limited time offer. But in today's world, that really doesn't mean much.
I keep seeing videos of people are going to do a no buy November to prepare for the holidays and just not spend a bunch of money on a bunch of bullshit for the month of November. And I'm here to give you some tips. As somebody who did a no buy for 6 months of this year, I planned to do a whole year, but it didn't work out that way. But I did 6 months of a no buy and it was freaking awesome. So let me tell you what I did. I did not step foot into TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Home Goods, any of those bullshit stores for literally 6 months. I still do not go in those stores because it just became second nature to me that those stores are filled with bullshit. Just don't go in there. Just don't do it. Make it one of your rules. Don't go in there. Do not need any new clothes. Part of your no buy November should be no new clothes for yourself. Don't do it. You're totally fine. You're good to go. Participate in Project Pan. Use up the beauty products that you already own. Do not feel like you need to follow every influencer's Sephora sale, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't need it. Use up what you already have. If you need to get a refill of something that's different, participate in Project Pan. And lastly, for me, this was a big one. Do not overspend at the grocery store. Take the 20 minutes Sunday night, make a pickup order for Monday after you get off work. Done and done. No impulse buys. You're good to go. Put in a little bit of effort that it takes and do not impulse grocery shop.
So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys later.